of suspected ABUSE or and neglect. Well, that clears a lot up. Has nothing to do with this claim of autism. We know that. But the fact that they're acknowledging that in the newspaper as a fact is extremely telling at this point in time. What do you mean, Ginger Snap? Who thinks the globe is close to the RCMP? Well, it's just another... Listen, the RCMP utilize the media in that sense. It's just another corporate media agency here in Canada. Staff Sergeant McMahon said the police interviewed the social worker involved with Jack and Lily and others with valuable information about the children's circumstances. Their teacher. What an interesting interview that would have been. The Globe previously reported on troubling issues inside Jack and Lily's home. Yeah, loosely. They want to claim here that they were the first. Yeah, sure you were. You weren't the first, but I don't remember them ever coming out and actually saying, we'll have to worry about that at a later time. It doesn't matter. But the fact that they want to come out and treat it like they're the first in this circumstance only tells you their level of scumbaggery over there at the Globe and Mail. But we'll let them have it. Thank you very much, Sweet Tea. Always love to hang out and chop it up with you, AB. Oh, me too, Sweet Tea. That's very generous of you, darling. We certainly appreciate that. Oh, well, don't mind us crummy YouTubers. Fuck, this will really piss Earl off. Earl, what the hell is going on over there at your ex-wife's house? What's up with that? What's up with your ex-wife, Earl? What's up with this Darwood O'Grady, this Darren Geddes? Is he a friend of yours, Earl? I wonder what the attachment is. I wonder what the hook, the bond between them all. Should make a new t-shirt. Ken, you need to get on the printing press, on the silk screen. Fuck, is that interesting? It goes on to say here, both parents explained the children's sudden disappearance the same way. Very interesting statement right there. I'm impressed. Both parents explained the children's sudden disappearance the same way. To a fault. And then they walked it back right away in their different ways. You could reword that. It would probably be better. Both parents explained their children's sudden disappearance the same way. Oh, we were drifting in and out of sleep. We were drifting in and out of sleep. You know how you do in the middle of the day. And immediately, what does she say? She prioritizes herself. She says, we're not the type of parents to not be outside, or whatever she was trying to get across there, but it doesn't matter. She prioritized herself in order to what? Lie to us. Contradicting what's just occurred. We don't know what's happened. We're not these types of parents. Whatever type of parent that you're thinking, we're not. A little early for all of that. Well, we're not that type of parents. How many more compulsive fucking liars are associated with this case? Shout out goes out to by the way, a little pat on my own back. I'm going to pat my back right now because months ago, and I can go and prove this, months ago, I went out of my way, my royal way, to go and send a message to, guess who? Haley Ferdinand. And I said, I didn't even want anything. I just said to Haley, I said, hey, I want you to know that I appreciate what it is that you did at the end of that driveway, girlfriend. It's nice to see somebody out there standing on business when it comes to Jack and Lily. And that's it. I haven't even looked since, but I know that she got it. That was way before any of all of this. So I already knew that she was okay. So it still stands. Both parents explained that to children's sudden disappearance the same way. The kids must have put on their boots. Yeah. Let's focus in on this for a second. They explained the children's sudden disappearance in the same way, and this is paraphrasing for them on their behalf. The kids must have put on the boots, their boots, opened the sliding glass door, and left the fenced-in backyard. All by themselves, 10 feet away from everybody. Paper-thin walls in that old shitty ramshackle trailer. There's a whole lot more that we don't know yet about the reasons why, one, the old bitch Janie had to move on out there to that trailer in the first place. She volunteered the information that really it was because that she didn't like the children or Malaya. But there's probably a lot more she's protecting there. She was probably out there raking up all of the dog shit from a huge dog twice the size of old Fluffy there. Tucker. The beige dog. I wonder if that has more to do with why the fences are up in the first place. The old nasty beast. The kids must have put on their boots. Opened the sliding glass door. They must have. They must have. So really, what's that like?
But you can tell, like, she's very balanced, good head on her shoulders. And these comments are made in moments of devastation.
Yes, there
Yeah,
was. It was during a sensitive time when everyone was trying
yeah,
to find answers. There was a lot of inner
vulnerable.
turmoil within the family, and a lot of pressure being put on lots of family members. And
I kind of asked what was going on. So
on this first one,
So 1 second.
on this first one, and this one's sort of like the harshest one, so we might as well just band-aid it and rip it off.
All right, here we go. Here we go.
But yes.
Okay. So load it up. Let me put my my earmuffs or my headset on. Let me put my headset on so I can hear these even more clearly than my super hearing. I don't want to miss a beat.
I'll play that one next. Sorry. You still with me there, Haley? Just to make sure. Just to make sure.
yep, I'm here.
Yes, I'm here
Okay.
too.
So 1 second. Let me just.
You've got your son too, Sweet Tea in here.
She was okay. So yesterday when Cindy called me, I could tell that she was really upset.
So she says yesterday when Cindy called Haley, she could tell she was extremely upset. It's very low. I'll press play.
And I kind of asked what was going on. So Saturday night, Hayden wanted to go over to her house. She wasn't home. She was working at the hospital.
So she's talking about this past Saturday night where Hayden wanted to come over to Cindy in Wade's place, and they ended up tearing the place up, getting drunk AF. and leaving a real mess that Cindy came home and snapped over. She was losing it. That's what she's going to say here.
She's an LPN. Anyways, so Cindy said, yeah, go over home, go feed the horses, let the dogs out, whatever. So Malaya and Hayden headed over, which is fine. They both stayed the night there. Cindy got back in the morning. Malaya was gone. Hayden was passed out on the couch. There was 2 full bottles of vodka gone.
Whoa. Now listen. What size bottles? And who bought them? Were those Wade's bottles? Or were they your bottles, and were they, what are bottles? Like a Mickey, a 26er, 40 pounder? Texas Mickey?
Liquor strewn across the house. Things in a disarray from Hayden and Malaya. Like, disrespectful.
From Hayden and Malaya. So you're telling me Hayden and Malaya are just in their house getting drunk by themselves and tearing it up? Like, it's funny to hear her say that in a way, but one, I don't even hold that against Malaya, even though it doesn't look very good. Nothing's going to look good. It doesn't matter what you do. That's why you should probably avoid alcohol at all costs. It's not going to help the situation. But of course, things happen in a different way, don't they? People do what they do. Maybe that's how she's dealing with her trauma at that point in time. Maybe there's more to it. I wonder what they were doing, those two, in the house. That's so bizarre. So this is what Haley came up and straightened out today, and I'm not sure exactly what she said, but something along the lines of, she explained, she was apologetic over how harsh she sounded in that sense.
As shit. Like, Cindy lost her absolute God forbid fucking mind. And no, Malaya is not one bit upset. She's walking around, prancing around like her shit don't stink. She's done up to the nines daily, makeup, full outfits. Like, as a mother, my
full outfits. We know those outfits are coming from Timu Girl. Those aren't outfits, but we know what you mean. So that was her thoughts at the time. She didn't seem affected by it, and she was dolling herself up and acting, from her perspective, as though something was off. And not to mention that crazy kooky chick that she always hangs out with, she never used to be friends with. And help me out with her name again in my chat. Her other friend, her weirdo looking friend, the one that looks like a zombie. She said that she's protecting all of Malaya's communications. Cheryl, thank you, Amy. She said Cheryl's protecting all of her communications and her messages coming way, from online and Facebook and things like this. She's screening it like a public assistant. It's like a super simp. Like, she's got her head so far up Malaya's ass. Oh, don't worry, I can take all of your donations in my bank account. That's Cheryl. So that's Haley calling. Haley's going to be calling that out in just a second. This is the interesting shit, right? This is interesting shit.
Myself, if my children were missing, somebody would physically have to drag me out of my fucking bed. I would have lost my apartment by now. Because I wouldn't be working, I wouldn't have an income, like, I wouldn't know what to do. The only thing that's saving Malaya for money, well, is her grandmother, of course, but also the India Brook band gave her thousands of dollars in gas cards, grocery cards, and everything. And she's literally just walking all over them. She doesn't even stay out there in the place that she has. She's either at Cheryl's or in town at Patty's.
So really, Haley's coming out and saying that Patty has a problem with alcohol and her health as well due to the substance abuse in that sense. And from Daniel and Malaya's perspective, she feels that she's probably easily taken advantage of in that sense, because she suffers from a lot of the same problems as Daniel and Malaya are voluntarily putting themselves through.
And Malaya can't even speak without Cheryl butting in or something, even the family. And like, I know Cheryl because her sister dates my brother and has kids with him.
So Haley's brother is married to Cheryl and has zombie kids with them. Oh my God. Like, what a weird little scenario here. But they're still distanced away from the situation enough at this point.
But it's a little fucking ridiculous. I was with them, I don't know, a few weeks ago. We were putting out flyers for Jack and Lily, and Malaya's phone would go off, and Cheryl would put her password in and check her phone before she got to check it. Now, tell me that's not fucking control, and why, I don't know, because Cheryl and Malaya were never really friends before. Malaya was more friends with Shelby, which is Cheryl's sister that dates my brother and has kids with.
Okay, so that will
Juicy.
be the biggest clip of information that, go ahead, if you want to say something into this one again. Yeah, it is what it is.
Been through some traumatic experiences in my life. I don't always real thin.
I'll find the next one.
Team there the day of the search. That was fantastic.
So
Yep. And rug abusers.
yes. Yep. Let's carry on with some more clips.
So people in my chat, Firehorse 66, allegedly Chance was in court for rugs and DV. He said he could have beaten her and not just Look at how things have really changed since the first days of the search. She's really cleaned things up, her and Danny Boy. What else have you had to do? Tweak out and clean up. It's probably whereabouts it happened. Imagine Janie out there just raking, filling potholes, then leveling things off, for a pool. What pool? Exactly. The pool that's in her imagination. Man, if only that sliding door made a louder noise that people would have recognized that the kids have gotten out, things may have been different. Could you imagine? This is what she's trying to impress upon to all of us when she says that. Like, does it really matter? Does it really fucking matter what door the kids went out of? Not really. Not in the light of the children still missing. No, nobody knows what happened, and all you're doing is focusing on this goddamn door. Why is that? Because you have to over-explain it to make it stick in people's minds, to really put the blame in a slick manner back onto the kids that are missing. That's how desperate they are.
Sat in there and had my tea. And then on Facebook, 7 o'clock.
She sat in there and had her tea because that's all she can fucking make in there. She's got an extension cord running out there. She's got a 120 volt, pot she can boil some water in. Maybe the odd time she might have some noodles. She might have some kimchi, some flavored kimchi from the store.
I get up.
It's so important to do this pretend walkthrough. There's only like 7 steps. Do you notice that it's not like it's a very big walkthrough. Oh, I need you to come over here and do a walkthrough with me. Fuck, you just walked 4 steps. You can explain that in less time it took to actually walk those. You can do this more in a more concise manner. I came over here. This is where the kids play. Never once is she actually alluding to what it is that she wants to say. This is like a pantomime, isn't it? It's like a game of charades with her, rather than a real clear communication of what it is that she wants people to know in what would otherwise or should be an emergency situation. What they want you to believe would be a violation of anybody's privacy and life to the nth degree. What you want people to believe is somebody came on there, a stranger, and abducted the 2 kids when your backs were turned less than 10 feet away. And you still want to put it back onto the kids as they voluntarily left outside the premises, and just at that same time somebody was there to snatch them up and take them away without saying it directly. It's been 7 months now. We know what it is that you want us to think, but you will never commit to saying it. That's a tell. So you've got this poor girl from the CBC to come over and bring her camera friends. They already know what's up, bro. They know this fucking routine. And look at what Janie's doing. Hey, if it's misinformation you want to confront, what's on your mind? But there's nothing. It's nothing but circular talk and illusions. Alluding to this and alluding to that. So what is it you want to say, Janie?
Come over here. Fed my chickens.
Well, hold on with your chickens there, sweet tits. I got to thank Nature Walks for the $20 super chat. Thank you very much, darling. That's very, very, very generous of you. Brian Sutherland says, why is the fucking gate there instead of on the kids' side of the fence? Whatever it is, it probably has a lot more to do with that angry old fucking dog that was there rather than that cute little fluffy Tucker that she has up in there right now for the photo op. This is like a gay porno set with things that are rented to bring them in to really set things off. You should have seen it like 24 hours ago. It was a fucking devastating. It was a war zone up in there.
My brother, Ron, called me at 8:48 and asked me if I wanted to go to town with him. And I said no. I said, I'm staying home. I said, I'm going back to bed. Okay, I went and I laid down. Next thing you know, my dog started barking.
That dog that's probably borrowed from the pound right now, Tucker, never doesn't know where he is. He's locked in there. This is my dog, Tucker. Everybody take a photo of my dog. Where's your real dog, Janie? Where's your real dog? Haley and Belinda both say that you have a beige dog, a much larger dog. Why did you have to switch him out and make Tucker play the part? So we have 2 missing children and a missing dog.
And the kids were out in the yard. Now you can see there's 2 swings where the kids play. My bedroom is right there. I heard the kids. This is where the kids' swings are.
So you're telling me you're out there less than 4 steps away from them. Again, you're reiterating that you heard them and not seen them. How is it that you can't just glance out the window and see the kids? What is it you're avoiding? This story didn't really happen. What part of any part of this story is significant enough to ever recall? Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit about any part of this fucking story that she's coming out with if it were true? If this actually did occur, why is she so focused on any of this? She's desperate for you to believe that she heard the kids out there, thereby assuming that the kids were seen that particular morning as opposed to something happening to them Thursday night. All she has to do is say to people that she saw the kids. But she refuses, everybody refuses to say that they actually saw Jack or Lily on that morning, and they refer loosely to hearing them, which is completely different. Not to mention not answering the fucking initial question by police. They want to make you think that that's a cheap replacement. That's a Temu replacement for visual identification and interaction for the children, assholes. Doesn't matter how many times you tell us you hear the fucking kids. That's not the answer to the initial question, which is always, in every situation, when was the last time you visually saw the children? And instead, you replaced it with this goddamn story of hearing them. Like that's supposed to suffice for us. Oh, God bless you, Nature Walks. Thank you very much. Another $20. Oh, my God. It's going to be a fantastic new year for both of us. Now, let's see.
This is where they always played.
And so that's where...
Again, what the fuck does that have to do with where Jack and Lily are at this point in time? So you're sitting there trying to lay out a mystery, allude to some sort of question, never directly saying it. What is it that you want to say to us? You've brought us all the way here. Can you just out with it already? Can you just tell her? It's not an effective communication on purpose.
Where I heard them, and I can hear everything in that trailer. If two kids get out of a fence, and Jack and Lily are all the time yelling, especially